In
Move
that
along.
case, we will move on to our next game,
Moving on.
the Bills versus the Jets. The Jets hosting the Bills at MetLife. And, is there any fan base with as good of vibes right now as Buffalo Bills fans after the miracle win that they had on Sunday Night Football, after being down to the Ravens and what Josh Allen was able to do, looking like he's setting up for another MVP season this year, going up against another team that, despite the loss, the fans got to be excited about what they saw from Justin Fields, what he was able to do. Surprised a lot of folks, being able to pass the ball, kind of made all the right reads, and is showing you possibly some development as a quarterback. I don't think it's going to be enough to be able to overmatch what the Bills got going on right now. I think the Bills are the Super Bowl favorites after week one. I'm going to take them to roll in this game, just preliminarily, but I'm curious to hear what your guys' thoughts are on this. Does anybody have the Jets? What's the line on this game? 6.5?
It's 6.5. I actually really like.
I think the Jets can cover.
I really like the
Go
Jets.
ahead, Mike.
I really like the Jets to cover in this game. I mean, kind of what we saw from Buffalo. I mean, really that defense. The Ed Oliver forced fumble just minutes into the game kind of injected energy and kind of took over. Basically. It was the hand that came from within and kind of ripped the Ravens' heart out, and they scored 17 points with less than 4 minutes to play at that point. I mean, vibes were high in the locker room, but it is not so fast. I mean, we saw Justin Fields control time of possession last game, score more than 30 points. This is Justin Fields going for 3 touchdowns, 1 passing and 2 rushing. Breece Hall had a hell of a game. Garrett Wilson is obviously the top target in this game for the Jets. They're also looking pretty differently. I mean, the defense held the Steelers and Jaylen Warren to 53 rush yards last week. I don't think there will be a ton of change coming when you're talking about what Buffalo is going to be able to do on the ground. Obviously, you throw in Josh Allen, and things can get a little bit different. But what I like is Steve Wilks is the defensive coordinator for the Jets in this game. He's a guy that likes to get pressure. He's a guy that we've seen have success with the 49ers. I don't think they're going to win this. I think 6.5 is way too high of a spread. It's probably going to be a 4-point win for the Buffalo Bills, but I think the Jets have enough offensive firepower, and they got a guy that I think is going to be able to create enough pressure on Josh Allen and, I'd say force their weapons to beat them, but at least probably neutralize them at the line of scrimmage and, make Josh Allen make the plays to win. And then, I mean, he's throwing to not CJ Gardner Johnson. He's throwing to Sauce Gardner and, that Jets secondary. So I like the Jets to keep it close. I think Buffalo wins. But I think it'll be right around that 20-24 line.
They also have Brandon Stevens on that Jets secondary too, though, which he did not look very good at all in that game. He looked like a liability.
But Pat,
go ahead, Turtle.
Did Buffalo secondary give you any reason to be optimistic? I mean, they got
no. That's fair. Yeah, but I mean, I'll trust Josh Allen to expose a liability over Justin Fields.
Yeah. One thing to note too with this game is that James Cook is also questionable with the hamstring injury. Not that I like Ray Davis and Ty Johnson as depth pieces, but James Cook is in some ways kind of the straw that stirs that drink at times. So definitely something to keep an eye on there. I'm kind of with you guys. I definitely lean Jets plus 6.5. I think that there's something to be said about coming off such an emotional win on Sunday night against the Ravens and coming back and playing this game. Obviously, there's not a lot of travel involved because it's still in New York, but going on the road and having to play after that, such an emotional win. And keep in mind that Buffalo plays on Thursday night. Right after this game, they play Miami. I don't want to say it's a huge sandwich spot because Miami's not that threatening of a football team, but again, just a quick turnaround type of game. I think the Jets, look, their defense didn't show a lot to be desired, but I do like Will McDonald and some of those guys they have up front. And again, Buffalo's really banged up right now on the back end, so I think it might be a good offensive game for the Jets. Garrett Wilson's easily the best receiver out of both teams. And look, the Jets really had the running game going against the Steelers, and Buffalo got ran through by Derrick Henry again. So all signs point to this being a very high scoring game, in my opinion. I definitely think the Jets can win this football game and kind of shock the NFL a little bit. I want to take them so bad. I feel like it's a Zag type pick, but I mean,
Christian, are we hyping up the Jets offense right now just because of how bad their offense has been historically, and we finally see a game where they kind of put it together?
it's a fair point.
And now we're kind of leaning into that a little bit. What's your read
on
this?
It's more so me fading Buffalo's defense, by the way, more than anything.
That's fair.
I'll hear what Christian has to say.
I think it is that. I think more than the passing game too for Buffalo's defense. I think the running defense was abysmal, and I know Justin Fields, Breece Hall, and Braylon Allen can all run the ball pretty well. So the big play that I think the Jets will be able to take advantage of this week is definitely the read option. If you watch Bosa try to cover that read option last week versus Lamar, he had some issues with it. So if Justin Fields makes some pay on that end, they can definitely have some explosive plays on the ground. And then I think, Garrett Wilson's definitely going to have a DJ Moore type year with Justin Fields. So he's going to always get his targets. I think he's going to always have his receiving yards. No Teron Johnson this weekend with the quad injury. And to be honest, I don't think Buffalo is going to be full strength until they get both edge rushers back from suspension, or not edge rushers, but D linemen. They have Mike Hecht from LA last year. He's suspended. And then Larry Ogunjobi is also suspended. Those guys got to get back till I can really criticize the Buffalo defense for real. But for now, I think the Jets can definitely have a big time day on the rushing attack, but I still got to stick with Buffalo just because of Josh Allen.
And with that too, Christian, to your point, the thing about the running game is they can keep that ball out of Josh Allen's hands if they really want to. And I think that's the most concerning thing for me is if they're able to really bleed clock and kind of and give Josh Allen only say like 7-8 chances with the football in this game. Sure, he may score on 4 of those, but it's you're limiting opportunities. Kind of like how teams used to play Peyton Manning. The best teams against Peyton Manning would always have great running games. They keep the ball out of their hands, and I think the Jets certainly have a chance to do that this week. So,
I also I do like the Jets as just being divisional underdogs at home.
Yeah,
right. I mean, I think there's
early in the
lot
year
to like there as well.
That's early in the year. That's always seems to kind of be the way to lean. And there's a lot of things I think on the football field too that line up. The Jets plus 6.5 will certainly be on my card.
I also like the over. I mean, the Jets did just give up. I mean, it was a pissed off Aaron Rodgers, but they did just give up 4 touchdowns to Aaron Rodgers, where he was able to escape pressure, get out, and make his own plays, and be able to hit receivers down the field. And with that be whether that be the offensive line or their lack of pressure and him able to create on the outside, that remains to be seen. But I mean, that's why I like the over. You make Josh Allen, you take Josh Allen and out. You put Josh Allen in and you take out Aaron Rodgers. I like the over a lot in this game. I think they got to ride the hot hand offensively to be able to keep this close. I think it will be a high scoring game though.
46.5 is the total right now. So if you think a 27-20 game is in order given the 6.5 point spread, sounds about right to me. Like I think I see this game ending 27-20. 5 times out of 10. I mean, that seems pretty accurate there.
Yeah.
I think
for me,
I'm
going to need to see it twice from the Jets offense to really believe. For right now,
it's just a running game for me. That's
Despite the factors at play, I'm going to take the Bills to win and cover because I just feel like such an idiot if I bet against Josh Allen. and he just torches.
I'll zag, man. Give me the Jets ML and Jets spread. I'll zag.
Fair enough.
As I said, I'm fading you all pod, Pat.
Right. No, I'm well aware. I'm well aware of that
A
plan.
victory lap that I'm gonna do if I'm like 4-1 this week or whatever I am on these bets. Oh boy, next week will be fun.
I just think it's crazy that you bet the Bears over the Lions and I didn't. That's
Sure.
something. I hope you're right.